What is up, motherfuckers? I'm really fucking confused. I don't understand what's going on, but that's fine. Sometimes that happens. Most of the time it happens to a Vire. A Vire doesn't like that, but it's still gonna happen to a Vire every single fucking day. But, you know, it's good. I could talk. I could talk about how confused I am, because this is the longest that I have needed to talk in a fucking speed build video in the last 8, no, not, why am I saying 8? There's nothing. Okay, this is the longest I've had to speak in a speed build video for the last, I'm Southern, 10 months. 10! That's like older than I am. Yeah, whatever. No, I'm not a house. This is a house I'm building. I'm not gonna do that thing. I'm like, oh, this is my house. No, this is not my house. No house for poor old Evire. I could go into my rant about how I'm not poor nor old, but, you know, I think we have had enough of Avires saying the same things, or at least I love patterns. I like look at them and my eyes go like, you know, and I've noticed a pattern that whenever I don't want to talk about my personal life, I'll just talk about the same thing over and over and over again. Like, it's really bad, but now we're here. We're gonna talk a little bit about my personal life, which is, oh, so personal. You don't even want to know how personal this is gonna get. It's not. It's really not. I'm just gonna tell you some funny stories and you're gonna listen because you're on the other side. You're not on the other side of the screen. That would be really creepy. Actually, you could be behind here. It'd have to be like a piece of cardboard, but that's fine. Anyways, this house, I don't know what I'm gonna title this, so I can't give you context for what the title is. Maybe I'll put it in the description if I figure it out myself. But I had this dream about a yellow house. It did not look like this. It did have like the little two swirly bits at the front. Yeah, those little swirly bits at the front. It did have those, but it's like, you know, one of those AI generated images where it's like, you can tell what's going on or what it's supposed to be, but everything just is fuzzy. You know, it's all just fuzzy and weird. It was kind of like that. So it was like, okay, I remember the swirls and then it was yellow, but more than that, I am not remembering. So I just thought, like, fine, we'll just make it yellow and swirly. In my dream, it did not look like this. It was like a very tall and skinny modern house, and here I'm like, yeah, let's do suburban, swirly, non-tall house. So yeah, why do I have to talk for 25 minutes and 55 seconds and like 66 microseconds? That's way too many seconds. It's fucking crazy. What was I gonna talk about? Oh yeah, I'm still having issues with my fucking microphone. I don't know what's up with that. I was like, cause the one I'm speaking into right now, I'm tapping on it right now. If you're hearing this, I would be very surprised, because the microphone that I'm using right now is not my regular microphone, because my regular microphone, it sounds like fucking shit. I don't know what happened. Is it plugged in? Yeah, it's plugged in. It's like all dusty. Stop doing that. I stopped uploading for not 6 months, for 3 weeks. I'm not good with fucking numbers. I am not good. But that's fine. You know, sometimes it's okay to be shitty at things, especially when they're numbers and you're a sociology student and don't like numbers. What I do like though is the weather. I love the weather and like stuff like that. But I was saying something else, but I can't really recall what that was. Oh yeah, but my normal microphone, whenever I try to use it, it sounds like I'm in a tin can, and I'm like, I don't know, it just sounds really, really bad. I don't know what happened. It happened, the last time I tried to record one of these, it just all sounded like shit. I was like, what am I supposed to do? And now I'm using a random microphone. I don't even know where this microphone is coming from. But, that's fine. Before I go into my classic Avaya rants about the same thing every single fucking time, right? Let's move on to another thing. What was I thinking about just now? I kind of forgot. Oh, well, before I remember, until I remember, yes, English, my favorite, words to say, yeah. We're moving on to the inside. And for this one, remember that one octagon house where I decided, like, yes, let's make this 70s themed? That has been following me since then. Like, you can tell in this house, like, I built a 70s house recently. So it kind of feels weird, like my building style is like suddenly changed to like 70s, but this is like weird 70s. I don't know what I was up to. This is like a suburban house, but if you mix like dark wood and what do you call it? Light colors. You know, I think I've like figured out where my amnesia is coming from. Like whenever I try to record me one of these, why am I saying like that? That's fucking weird. But whenever I ruin it, yeah, why did I start speaking fucking backwards? What was that? I was like casting a spell. But whenever I try to record one of these, I'm like constantly thinking ahead, like, okay, what's the next thing that I can fucking say? And then like by the time I'm halfway through my sentence, I've like already mentally switched to the next topic, and then I'm just like completely lost on what to do. I should also probably mention that I was drinking whiskey while I was building this house. And my alcohol tolerance is surprisingly high. I don't know what's up with that. I didn't drink before my 18th birthday, and I drank once on my 18th birthday, and now I do it like once every 2 months or something like that. I tried whiskey recently. It's really bad, but it's kind of fun at the same time. It's really hard to describe. But it's like I am incapable of getting drunk. I've tried my fucking best. I have really tried my best. I don't. If anybody has any tips to get completely wasted, then please please inform me. You know, another thing that I realized recently that's oh, I hate that. Realized recently, I hate illiteracy. No, that's why you're literate. What? Alliteration. I just fuck. I combined fucking what did I just say? Aliens, alliteration, literacy. I completely forgot. I don't know. I just fucking woke up. It's like 1 p.m. It's because I accidentally fell asleep while I was reading about the Stanford prison experiment. That's better because I was reading about 9/11 before. God knows why. But now I forgot what I was saying again. Fuck. What was I on about? I really fucking forgot. Oh yeah. I can't get drunk. That's the moral of that story. There's no moral to it, just me complaining. But something that I realized recently is that I don't laugh during my videos, or like when I'm on my own, I don't laugh. It's also like when I'm watching a video, like fucking whatever. I don't know where I was going, like continuing this sentence. When I'm watching videos, I don't fucking laugh, and the way I realized this is because I was in a train. I'm in a train like how many times per week? Like 4 times, twice a day, something like that. I'm like four times out of the week. I'm in a train. I'm like doing stuff. And initially I was gonna start this video off with this story, which is kind of how I got this idea. And there was this lady, and she was just like talking, and then she just like laughed like like that is the craziest laugh I've heard in my life. Like it was. She sounded like she was like a mouse, but a person at the same time. I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. But because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna use that for my fucking intro. And then I realized, like, shit, I don't really laugh during my speed builds. I'm just really angry, which is, that is kind of like my permanent state of being. If you can't get drunk, you're just fucking angry. Although maybe if you are drunk, you're also angry. I wouldn't know. I haven't been able to. Please, again, give me, 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 give it over. Give it over. That's like that's like Dutch sentence structure. That is not normal. Give it, hand it over, hand it over. I'm gesturing to the camera as if you're like, oh, why am I saving? Behind my computer, you're right there. Come over here, come over. I don't have a computer. I just have a laptop. It's really shitty. But back to train stories, and after that we'll move on to something else. But this is like a lot of crazy stuff happens in the train. It's really, really, really fun. I love being in trains. God knows if I'm being sarcastic or not. I guess that's something we'll probably never find out. But now I forgot what I was saying. Fuck. Oh yeah. And like this, isn't this crazier than the time a fucking heroin addict went in the train and started like yelling at the train personnel that he was going to turn him into a bike? Maybe. I wouldn't really know. I was doing my Duolingo at that time because I was like, I don't want to get involved with like a heroin addict because I was like right next to him. And, that's not even an exaggeration. I was like, I don't know, 2 meter, no, maybe like 1 meter. One meter of difference, which that's not a lot. I would translate that into feet, but I don't have that fetish, so I'm not participating in that bullcrap. Bullcrap? Why am I censoring myself now? I don't know. I have this weird need to not use the same words too often, and if I use like a word too many times, I will get freaked the fuck out. I will get very annoyed with myself. I don't know how we got here, but either way, to the crazier story than the man, than the fucking heroin addict who tried to turn a man into a bike. Recently, one of the train personnel, he came by to check my ticket, check if it's valid. I don't know why I'm talking as if I'm like an old granny that's about to cry, but that's fine. Why am I saving again? Stop that! I should have cut this out. I spent like 1.5 hours cutting this footage down because it was like almost an hour long. You're lucky. You're lucky, because if this kept on going, God knows what I would be talking about if I had to fill up a full hour of talking. But it's like, okay, man comes by, checks my train ticket. Fine, completely okay. I get it. I may look like I steal train tickets from people. That happens all the time. Not that I do that. Just that I look like that. But it's like, okay, fine. He goes around checking all the train tickets. That's a really big tongue twister for me. And then he keeps on walking back and forth, and that is not normal for train personnel. Usually they just come by once, they're chill, they're like, hey, train ticket. I'm like, yeah. But then this man comes back, he's speed walking, and then he stops right at my seat. He turns to me, doesn't look me in the eyes, looks at my feet, and he says, it's not you. And then, then he looks me in the eyes and keeps on speed walking away from me. What? What is that supposed to mean? What is it? Who am I not? What am I not? Why was he looking at my shoes? It was like single-handedly one of the weirdest experiences I have had on the train to date. Weirder than the heroin guy. That man was he was crazy as well. Don't get me wrong, but this man, he was perfectly sane. He was joking about me before when he was checking my train ticket. I don't remember with what. I think it was something about the train swaying or something. But it was really intimidating. I like my fight or flight like activated. I didn't have time to react. I was ready to fight that man, but then he walked away down the train. God knows where he went. It's it's still a mystery to me. But okay, train man aside, all the train people aside, now we're upstairs. We're chilling upstairs. Now, not gonna lie, these rooms have really, really weird shapes. Like I didn't really know what to do with myself, and I also have the problem where using the same thing too much bothers me a lot. I also have that in The Sims. So I was like, if for the kids room I was just doing before, I was like, okay man, I gotta not use these little blue kid pictures because I use them in every single room, and when I'm criticizing myself I turn southern somehow. But so that was driving me crazy because I didn't want to use like a single item that I use normally. So you know, that was interesting. And then also I came across this, like, I think for the teens room that I'm doing now, I came across this mirror. I think it's from For Rent, I believe. And I was like, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make this teen be obsessed with the Victorian era. God knows why. I'm still not sure why. But then it like just kind of like turned into like kind of a pastel goth theme. And I'm also really proud of myself because like in this room I used almost nothing but new stuff that I haven't used before. Maybe like except the chair and that rug. But I don't use that swatch often because it's like in black and white. I don't usually do... doing a black and white build would be fun. But like, should I then do it like... God, if I speak too much, like my Dutch accent comes out a little bit. I should speak really slowly. Let's slow down. Let's slow down for once. We're gonna get chill, calmifier. No more yelling about heroin and other substances and people looking at my feet and saying, "It's not you. We're calm now. We're chill. We're chill." But, I was really proud of myself because I used this new dresser, or I guess it's a bookshelf, that I haven't used before because it's really fucking ugly. It's really ugly. And I also no, okay. I also used... Should we turn this like into like an ASMR? Why am I moving closer to my microphone? It's not working. Okay, we could just pretend that my microphone's working. This is ASMR now. I would burp. I wanted to burp to make it funny, but there is nothing. There is nothing in my repertoire, aka my throat. God, where do burps come from? Why did they do that? I don't know. It's my thought process is going fucking crazy again. But I guess, is this the point? Yeah, okay. Now we're at the point now where stuff started to how would you call it? Like devolve, deteriorate? I guess my ability to think rationally was really deteriorating at this point. And this wasn't even the whiskey night. This was like maybe was this the whiskey night? I'm not sure. I am not sure. No, I think this was the whiskey night. Okay, that really explains my actions in like the next following minutes. Basically, I thought like, shit, man, I never make a basement. I don't even know what that accent is. That's fine. So I was like, okay, well, at first I was like, okay, we'll make a fun little study down there. But then, I thought like, no, this is ridiculous. Cause I don't know why I thought it was ridiculous, but it went through my brain, and then I conducted my actions accordingly. I also used this plant because I used to be so obsessed with that thing in like 2020, 2019, 5-6 years ago. That's fucking painful. But I was like, I had used like all my classic plants that I normally use already, and then I thought like, okay, fine, I'll use another plant. But then I was really struggling about which plant to use. So I was like, okay, fuck it. we'll just use the plant that I used to use, but like do it in a different swatch. Yeah, this is where things take a turn. Now I'm making a sex dungeon. Um, I I don't know. I'm not sure. I try to like disguise the fact what my intentions were, so it could be useful if you downloaded this house, but I think it was quite clear what my intentions were. If I'm being honest, if I'm being really honest, I think it was quite obvious what I was what I was going at. But fine. Happens. It happens. Okay, let me walk you through the rationale of this. I think I was like, before this part, I was like having another thought, but I fucking forgot. Oh yeah, the reason I was doing this is because, I wanted the basement to have multiple, what do you call it? I'm making very aggressive movements with my hands, like multiple rooms. Like, kind of like you would have maybe like laundry, like, in your basement. I was looking at a house recently, and it was like a medieval dungeon. Like, the basement was like a medieval dungeon, like bricks and stuff, and like little fake window cutouts, I guess, holes in the walls. And in those little holes in the walls, there was just a washer and dryer, like on opposite ends of this really long hall. It looked really, really weird. I would show you a picture, but I don't want to dox my location. Either way, it looked very odd. Um, but, and so that was basically my thinking. And then I was like, okay, what can I put down here? In hindsight, I probably should have made like the secret area, like a secret fun study or something like that. But I was like, okay, Love Struck has been out for how long has it been? Like more than a year at this point? Very long, at least, very long. And I was like, Love Struck has been out for so long. That's the freaky pack. When have I made a sex dungeon? Never. So, today is gonna be the day that I make a sex dungeon. God, I was gonna say God knows why, but I know why, because I just explained it to you. But, that's fine, that's fine. Now we're moving on to, but I guess, if you don't want a sex dungeon in your house, you could easily convert that into, like, the party room, which, that could be pretty much the same thing if you think about it for too long, but let's not dwell on that thought for too long, because I don't like thinking about that thought. But now moving on to the outside. To be honest, at this point, I was really, really bored. I didn't want to do it anymore. Normally, like, okay, I'm fucking saying again. This house took me like 4 to 5 hours to complete, which is part of the reason why I didn't upload, but, me being busy was like most of the reason, which I posted about that on my community tab. I posted a fun little frog to go along with it. I don't know why. I just felt that was necessary. But, I was just really bored, and I was like, I don't want to do landscaping, because, like, I usually cap out doing any activity around like the 3 hour mark, and I'm like, okay, now I either gotta take a very long break of doing said activity, except if it's like reading or if I'm really excited, and then I just gotta not do it for a while. But in the case with YouTube, I'm like, okay, fine. I just gotta do the landscaping. We'll finish this video, alright? And, now I've maybe spent like 8 hours on this video, but that's fine. It's what I wanted to do with my free time, okay? I am free to do whatever I want. I'm gonna make the YouTube. And, I've been really on this streak of using new stuff, which, you can see me doing now. I'm using these very tall, from what pack is this? It's like a fucking love pack, but not the fucking kind that Love Struck is, but the other romantic garden stuff. Ah, yeah, because it was free. And, a very telltale sign about, it's like, if I'm either really excited, I'll use these, like, I was gonna say Love Island. I've never watched that show. I don't even know what it's about, but Island living! I'll use these island living, like, low-lying bushes, and I'll either do that if I'm very excited or if I'm, like, fucking done with building my house. And at that point, it was, I was, why did I cut this out? Why did I cut out me scrolling through debug for, how long does this keep going? Am I doing it again? Oh, you've got to be. Oh, a car. I was looking for a car. Okay, all right. I can get that. But that's like a telltale sign of like either I'm excited or I want to be done with this. In this case, it was the latter, because I had reached. I had reached my cap, the top of something, and I wanted to be done. So I just did it very quickly, along with this garage. What do you call it? A garage? That sounds like a weird name, like Gerald, or like Begerald, which is my beautiful owl guy. And then I debated switching the star, or like switching it to the star, this mirror, but then I thought that was stupid because there wasn't enough purple. I need more purple. I need more purple in the what is this game? The Sims. I need more. I, I shouldn't have to voice over this long. This kind of stuff happens. I have like my brain is itching. This is horrible. I need more purple in The Sims abruptly. I'll see you in game. I don't know what's up with me. I'm tweaking the fuck. I don't like using that word. Fuck. Okay, and we're in the game now. It may have taken me like an hour to get to this point because it was like 2 p.m. and I didn't have lunch yet. That's fine. We're in the game now. This is the outside look, outside stuff. Then you move on. Why am I? Oh, that's the wrong button. This is the inside. Why are my walls down? This is a little entryway. I cut this out. You have a little bathroom to your right. Yeah. This is the garage. If you go to your left, if you go, let's go forward first. If you go forward, you end up in. I was gonna say prison, but what? The basement! Yeah. Then I did this cool thing with the bar. I kind of like it. I'm not sure. You have another bathroom. Fucking boring. These are like little pockets of nothing, because otherwise you could see like the entryway on the other side, and that was like bad. Then there is a secret that we talked about this. I don't want to continue. And a cupcake machine. I'm not sure if this is functional. You might have to like pull one of these, but I'm sure you'll manage if it doesn't function. Then go up, then over here we have dining room, bookshelf, mirror, very far away from the wall because I cannot move it closer. Then here you have the living room. It's interesting. Then here you have kitchen, little corkboard, because well, it's a corkboard. Who doesn't love corkboard? Should it have been black? Maybe. It's too late for that. That's fine. Then over here you have another bathroom, and then you have a little garden, but inside space. And over here you have primary bedroom. I really wanted to have an ensuite, but that didn't work out. I also used this bed again. Oh, well, that's possible too. I really need to stop using that bed, but that's fine. They also have a private little plateau. That's wrong. I'm not sure. They have one of those. Over here, you can also go outside. They have a huge pool. No ladder, because I forgot. And I also think ladders are kind of useless. That's fine. There's like nothing else in this backyard. And then if you go upstairs, you have the little kids' room. They have a Jack and Jill shared bathroom. And then over here, you have the teens' room. I do realize that like this is over top of the rug, and that may bother some, and it does kind of bother me. Maybe I should have, I really don't know. You figure that out. Pretend it isn't a thing. Hallways are boring, so we're skipping that. And, bathroom. But bathrooms are also boring, so we're also skipping that. And that is pretty much the end. Oh yeah, there's like space up here. Like, it isn't really functional, but if you wanted to, you could like add a ladder like here or something. You could go upstairs, have some fun over there. I don't know. You decide. It's your house to play in. I'm probably not gonna play in this house. But yeah, I'll see you soon-ish. Hopefully next week. We'll see. Bye bye.